Hey everybody, Nick here. Welcome back to the channel. Well, it's that time of year again. You're starting to see decorations go up at the department store, at the grocery store, at your workplace, at the coffee shop, wherever, around town, wherever you live. And well before Halloween is even over. And it seems like it keeps getting more and more early every year. And yes, if you'd guessed it, that would be Christmas. Now, one of those holidays that really no one knows the origins of, except that they think that it was the birth of Christ in some sort of manger somewhere. And it's widely accepted, the story is widely accepted when people don't even really know that the present day Christmas comes from an old Roman or pagan holiday, which would be called Saturnalia. Now, I'm not going to get into too much detail about this. You guys can go and research it yourself, check it out. But it is very similar to the festivities of Christmas. Many things are similar, and you'll notice a lot of similarities. Now, it's funny to me that Christmas is just a very strange holiday in the fact that people go all out. They'll decorate their house. They'll change their, personality and start being friendlier to people and happier. And it's like, where was this all year? Why has everyone changed their tune just because of one holiday event, one specific date on the calendar? It's very strange. People all of a sudden are happier and things like that. Like, I get it. Okay, they're off. They'll get work off and get bonuses and, all that stuff that comes with the system that we're all trapped in. And Christmas is exactly one of those extra things that keeps people trapped in this whole system, this rat race. Because if you don't work, if you don't make money, you can't buy presents for little Tommy, little Brittany, or your family or your wife or girlfriend. And it's amazing that people will go all out, spend tons of money, in many cases money they do not have, so they get even more debt just to make people happy. And it's weird because everyone sort of gets mesmerized with this holiday and many other holidays, but specifically Christmas. And it's one of the biggest economic money maker for sure, definitely. So was it invented for the economy just to make tons of money? Most likely. It's also to keep a lot of people stuck in their religious belief system, especially Christianity. It's quite the phenomenon for me, Christmas. And don't get me wrong, I really used to enjoy Christmas, specifically as a kid, because you'd get presents. Who doesn't want presents? You'd get toys and whatever. You'd have a feast. Then comes the turkey. I don't know where that comes from in the whole Christmas thing. And it just seems to me like everyone just goes along with it and it's accepted and that's the way it is, and it's rinse and repeat. Every year it's the same damn thing. I will say one thing. Christmas is a lot different I wouldn't say a lot different, but quite different here in Brazil rather than in Canada, because for one thing, when it's getting close to Christmas based on how cold it gets, if it starts snowing more. Here in Brazil, I don't even feel like it's Christmas, whatever that feeling is. And that just suits me quite well because I'm not a fan of Christmas anymore. I actually really can't stand it. I think that people are just way more fake and everything's just a ruse to get something from you or whatever. And get that extra money, the tips and things like that, especially at stores and restaurants. And I don't want to play along with it. I really don't care. I'm not religious, even if the fact that Jesus was born on that day or whatever, if it's true or not, I really don't give a shit. It's amazing how just people get into so much debt at Christmas time, especially after Christmas and Boxing Day is over, you just start noticing people are like get more and more stressed after the holidays. There's like, I guess it reaches a breaking point that like the euphoria of Christmas and the being together with family, if you like being together with your family, that's a whole other thing. And then there's the crash, right after. It's like mid-January where everyone starts being uber miserable, like really absolutely terrible, because all the credit card bills start coming in, and people are just god awfully miserable because it's cold, especially in cold countries. Here I don't notice the misery so much. I mean, it's pretty much all year round, even at Christmas time. But yeah, it's just so much pageantry. I don't like having to say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or any of that stuff. I just, when someone says it to you, you kind of feel obliged to say it. And I don't like fakery. I mean, and what are you supposed to say? You get into an uncomfortable situation. You're going to tell the person that, sorry, I don't believe in Christmas, or I don't celebrate Christmas. I guess you do if you want to be true to yourself. There's just so many things I dislike about Christmas. I will say some things that I like about Christmas. Some of those things that I do like about Christmas, I really enjoyed some of the movies they had back in like the 80s and 90s and beyond. I'm not a fan of, like, I won't really watch them these days because I don't really celebrate Christmas. And I used to like decorating the tree when I was a kid. I really liked being with some of my family members as I was a kid because everyone got along. And that's another thing. Christmas time, if you cannot stand most of your family or any of your family, you're gonna have to see them, especially if you participate in this nonsense. It's amazing how people force themselves into uncomfortable situations. I mean, man, I am in a relationship, and this person, I don't want to get too much into it, but they really like Christmas. So it's been kind of difficult sometimes where I don't really want to celebrate and they do, and it's just, it is what it is. I say, okay, celebrate if you want, but I'm not going to be in the whole Christmas spirit. I just can't. I don't care about it. I just don't care about it. If you like Christmas personally, that's cool. Enjoy it, celebrate it. I personally don't care about it. I think it's just another marketing gimmick to all these corporations to make tons and tons of money, put more people into debt, all in the name of festivities. And I just, for me, I can't do it anymore, and I don't want to. I've already said to people that I know, I don't want gifts, I don't want anything. It's one of those things you're going against the grain, let's put it that way. If you're not a person who celebrates Christmas, you're going against the grain, and people are going to think you're weird. People are really going to think you're weird. I don't know. I know some people will do their own thing. They won't want to be around people. It's the same with, I always say Christmas is like Thanksgiving on steroids, and with way more expectation. I remember I used to do it, like buy gifts for everybody. Oh my God, I can't forget about this person. No, what about this person? What will they think if I don't get them this gift? Or what if, screw all of that. Forget it. I don't know. I remember as an early adult, like a young adult, to deal with I started realizing I'm not in favor of Christmas more and more, and I started reaching for the punch bowl just to be able to deal with a lot of people during Christmas time. Work was the worst, man. You'd had to go to like Christmas parties and see more of the people that you don't really give a shit about. Coworkers are like the family members that you are kind of forced to see because it's the work for. I mean, you don't have to go, obviously, but it usually doesn't look well or favors well in front of your boss. Usually your boss is very insistent on you going to these Christmas parties. One time I got smashed, and I don't even remember how I got home. It was like wine and yeah. This is the days that I used to drink. I don't drink anymore, but I mean, I don't know. I just don't find anything good about Christmas, especially at my age. I don't care. I think mainly it's for kids. I really do. I think kids really, really enjoy it. You know, they believe in the Santa Claus thing. Where the hell did that come out of? Saint Nick. Okay, come on. Whether it was a real figure or not, I'm sure they couldn't pull out toys out of their sack. It's amazing how far they go with the whole magic and believing something. It's the same thing with religion. You got to have faith and believe in it. You don't need the proof. Don't show any proof. And the worst thing I think of all of Christmas is, or why it exists, I think parents use it to keep their kids in order, you know, keep them behaving. And I remember as a kid, I would be told, if you don't behave, Santa's not going to come. Santa's not going to come. And that would straighten you out. You see how manipulative Christmas can be? And I just remember hearing, even today, people still use it. But I think the whole Santa thing is not as popular, maybe. I don't know. I don't know whether kids still believe it in these. I still see people go to the mall and take pictures with the Santa Claus at the mall and stuff. Something a little weird about putting a kid on an old white man's lap. I don't know. You tell me. But yeah, I think it's one big lie too, because you're lying to the kids saying that there's a Santa Claus and there's flying reindeer. And I do remember as a kid, they would always have say on the radio that they spotted Santa Claus or something. The like pilots or something would say they spotted Santa's sleigh or some BS like that. Like, look, I get it that we need a little bit of whimsy in this cruel, evil world. I really do. I do believe that. But I mean, Christmas is not the answer. I mean, I don't know. As I said, if you want to celebrate with your kids and do all that, I'm not against people who want to celebrate it. I just don't want to have it pushed down my throat, which it does. I mean, it's everywhere. It's like everyone's kind of brainwashed as well. It's very strange. I don't know. I find it very strange. Maybe because I've awakened from and seen the truth of it. Now, Santa Claus, I remember to kind of brighten up the video, I remember seeing how I found out basically how Santa doesn't exist. I was about 10 or 9 years old, I think, around there, 10 years old, maybe 11. And I think my parents had a bunch of drinks and they had a few friends over and they were wrapping gifts for us. And I came downstairs to get a drink of water, I don't remember, but I do remember vividly this happened. And I guess they lost track of time, and usually they would finish wrapping the presents by like midnight or something like that to have them all under the tree. And I saw all of them kind of like, you know, laughing and joking and wrapping presents. And that was the day I found out there was no Santa Claus. So, and I'm not bitter about it at all. I'd rather know the truth. And I think everyone has the right to know the truth. If you don't want to tell kids that you know, or I wouldn't want to be the one to kind of shatter their dreams, I guess, or shatter their what do you call it, their fantasy about Christmas and the ideas they have about Christmas. I just think that the parents should do it. So I wouldn't ever go around telling kids there's no Santa Claus, so whatever. Again, I think just Christmas, the whole thing is nonsense. It's the same thing every year. Yeah, I don't know. Used to be good times when I was a kid, but at this point, I don't care about Christmas. I really don't. And so I won't tell you guys to have a, happy Christmas or whatever. Just let me know what you guys think about Christmas. What's the worst thing about it? What do you think about it? Do you still enjoy Christmas? If so, why? If you don't enjoy it, why not? And leave a comment. And thanks for watching, everybody. And I'll see you in the next video very soon. Bye for now.